of it and then totally reversed on the 30-minute chart. We don't want that to happen with our trade. So target's going to be 1.5800. Stop loss is going to be around about 25 pips. Yeah, the stop loss will keep it down around about 25 pips. Okay, and I'll update as this trade progresses. And you're going to notice I didn't actually set auto stop losses or auto exits. I've set alarms. If I'm not going to be away from my computer, I'd rather set alarms than automatic stops and automatic exits. That's simply because I like to actually view the price action as it approaches my exit or my stop loss, because I might decide not to exit or I might decide to stay in the trade. I don't want to be auto closed out by my platform. Anyway, that's pretty much it. We'll update as this trade progresses. Okay guys, just another update to this trade, and just like that, let's zoom out, we're at target, or almost. Now with GBP USD, I tend to target around about 50 pips. This trade was entered, the entry was a little bit late because I was shooting this video, but it was entered, it was supposed to be entered at the 157.50, so the target is going to be around about the 1.5800. The problem with exiting there is it is quite a strong psychological level, so the trick is usually to exit a few pips beforehand. So let's go to open positions. Damn, only 32 pips, that sucks. So this trade, technically, it should have been worth around about 42 pips when you remove the spread and the fact that you have to get out a little bit before the 1.5800. Ooh, look at that. Just jumped up to 40 pips for a second. It's obviously having a bit of trouble breaking that level. But if it manages to break it, I'll definitely... Ooh, look at that. Okay. See, this is that kind of position where you get in, it's hit your target. You could make more pips if you stay in, but the thing is, I've already made quite a few pips this week. It's a Friday. I don't want to push my luck. I've hit my target. I've got closer to the actual target than I thought I would get. Oh, damn, it's gone back down while I'm talking. I should just jump out of this trade already. It has hit target, that's the point, so I'm just going to get out of this trade in a few seconds when it goes back up a few pips. Okay, time to stop pushing my luck. I'm just going to get out here. I've already made quite a bit of profit this week. Got out with 34 pips. Not a bad trade overall. Now, like I explained, the target on that trade was 50 pips. But because I got a late entry, I didn't reach my full target. It's unfortunate, but sometimes it happens. I was shooting this video, so by the time I got the video up and running, it had already broken a few pips. So I didn't get the best of entries. But it doesn't matter that much. The point is, it was a profitable trade. So I hope you enjoyed this trade video, and I hope it helps you with your trading. Okay, I just wanted to add another quick note about this trade. Now, we closed this trade out at about the 1.5800, a few pips below that. And as you can see now, it's moved up quite a bit from where we closed. It's moved up to the 1.5873, so roughly, well, close to 80 pips from where we closed out. Now, you may be thinking, hey, Nick, you should have stayed in that trade. You could have made a lot more pips. And yeah, you're probably right. But it's not always so clear-cut in Forex. One thing that I had to take note of, one very important thing, is the news. Now, if you look over here, we closed this trade out at about 8:20 or 8:10, something like that. Now, 10 minutes after we closed out, this was released, the GBP manufacturing PMI. And after that, we had the housing equity withdrawals. That's not a very significant report, but the manufacturing PMI is very significant. And after that, at 9 o'clock, just 30 minutes later, there's the euro unemployment rate, and that can also impact GBP. So we were in a GBP USD trade, and the euro unemployment rate can definitely impact that, especially if it's way off. It wasn't really way off consensus, just 0.1%. But if it was way off consensus, it could have seriously impacted GBP USD. If the manufacturing PMI was way off consensus, it could have seriously impacted GBP USD. So had you stayed in, and the news was very, very bad for GBP, this could easily have turned around and it could have wiped out all your profit on the trade, and it could have, taken you down to your stop loss or to break even, and a good profitable trade would have turned into a bad trade. So things aren't always so clear cut in Forex. There's things you have to take into account, and news is one of them, and also, your weekly targets. My weekly target is about 100 pips per week. I'm already sitting on 87 pips this week. Before this trade, I was sitting on 87 pips. So this trade took me to 100 pips and beyond. It took me to beyond my target. So that was another reason to say, hey, let's not get greedy. Let's just close this one out. But the news was the main reason. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that to your attention that yes, it did move quite a bit from where I closed out. And even though it appears the smartest decision would have been to stay in, I think the smartest decision with this trade in particular was to get out where I got out. Anyway, again, I hope you enjoyed this live trade video, and I hope you learned something.